By now, the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero hype is at an all-time high. It's everywhere, and that means both casual gamers and competitive FGC players are going to be checking this one out. But what does that mean for the competitive scene of this game? Well, according to Games Radar, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is delightfully unbalanced and definitely not an esports game. This is for some of my cheesers out there. So the devs had to find a unique way to approach the ranked online. What does that mean, guys? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. It is your boy Tech, and we are back again for another update. These things are coming out faster than I can keep up with. But today, we have an article from Games Radar from Summer Games Fest on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And here's the first thing they're going to say. This is by Catherine Lewis. So you won't be able to roll into ranked matches with a full team of overpowered characters. And I think we spoke about this in our video yesterday, where the producers said that we're back on the cost system now for team balance in the game. They completely sidestepped the balancing, you know, the individual characters, which is, it's kind of funny because this is Tenkaichi at the end of the day. It's not like, this isn't Dragon Ball Fighters. We already have fighters, so we already have that, you know, that super competitive side of Dragon Ball out there. Even though Fighters is kind of on the decline, and with it being that way, I honestly wouldn't be too mad at there being a super competitive side to this game. Now, I already know there's going to be like a bunch of tournaments and everything like that, but as far as seeing this at like official events and everything, and there being, you know, those higher tier tournaments, that I guess they're not aiming for something like that. So the article is going to read, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero's producers admit that there are many questions about the balance of Spike Chunsoft's that's the key phrase right there. Many questions about the balance of Spike Chunsoft's project upcoming Budokai Tenkaichi Revival when it comes to his online ranked mode, but the developers have utilized a unique system to try and make things as fair as possible. So before we move on, guys, are you happy with the team cost system coming back for, you know, teams in the Budokai Tenkaichi series? Honestly, I never really even thought about it like that. Would I rather something like this, or would I rather like a patch every couple of months changing characters here and there? I know if you guys have played a lot of fighting games in the past, there's always this constant argument about, do you nerf characters or do you just buff the bad ones and bring them up? And that's always like it's kind of finicky. It depends on the situation for sure. But the next paragraph is going to say, speaking to Games Radar, in an interview during Summer Games Fest 2024, we asked producer Jun Furutani about the online modes that fighting game enthusiasts can look forward to which he tells us via translator that we'll be able to play with friends online and enjoy both casual and ranked matches. Now, we already knew that was going to be a thing, but I think more importantly, we got to talk about this lobby system, because while I can admit they are paying super close attention to detail in this game, I can't ignore that there's been a track record of anime games coming out like not fully finished or fleshed out at all, pretty much being a skeleton of what the actual game should be. It's just missing all the meat and potatoes, really. When speaking about ranked matches specifically, however, he states that Sparking Zero is definitely not an esports game like Fighters. I just recently said that at the top. But we still want to bring a balance to the fights. To do so, the devs have implemented what the producer describes as a system of cost. As we all know, this is a team versus game because you can choose up to 5 characters in your team. So the way we found to bring balance to the game is to go with the team cost system, Furutani explains. Basically, in one team, you'll have a determined cost. Let's say 30 predetermined, I guess, and each of the characters would have their own cost. So you need to build a team that would not have more than 30 costs, otherwise you just can't play. And we've seen this in past games before. They would have characters like let's say Gogeta and Vegeta, for example. If the cost was 30, they would both be like 16 or something like that, or a super high number like that. That's just off the top of my head, but you wouldn't be able to use both of them on the same team. You'd have like characters like Broly, Janemba. They would be super high cost, and that's how they're going to choose to balance this out, as they're going to say in the next paragraph, meaning that in one team you cannot choose just 3 or 5 of the most powerful characters. You would have to find a way to balance the team on your own. The most powerful characters would have a high cost, and the weakest characters would have a low cost. Yeah, so don't worry, guys. If you wanted to have that dream team of Ultra Instinct Goku and Cybermen, you can do that. So next, they're gonna say, basically, it sounds a whole lot like those shareable social media pictures that make you choose your ideal selection of dream video game remakes or sequels, giving you an imaginary $20 to spend on titles. Yeah, you guys have seen those memes where it's like build your dream roster, a dream team, and you got like 20 bucks to spend, like they just said right here, depending on how popular they are. This time though, instead of blowing your budget on Super Mario Galaxy 3 and Final Fantasy 8 Remake, you'll be spending it on Sparking Zero's top tier characters, whoever they end up being. And we can probably take a couple of good guesses as to who the higher cost characters are going to be. We might do that in another video before the game comes out. It's been almost 17 years since Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 graced Starr screens, so there's a ton of hype behind Sparking Zero. It's set to release on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC on October 10th, the 11th for us, complete with an absolutely enormous roster of characters to play as. If you want to know more on what to expect, check out our hands-on preview with some additional insight from Furutani. And that is going to do it for the article from Games Radar. So a little bit or a lot of insight into how they're trying to balance this game without picking apart or trying to buff individual characters, which I guess this could work as long as no character is just insanely busted on release and is going to have everybody begging for, you know, nerfs or something like that. But the team cost system could work. It's worked in the past. But guys, down below in the comments, let me know how you feel about how ranked match and the team cost system are going to be implemented in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Like I said before, this isn't something new, and I think it can be a fun way to, you know, have these team fighters, you know, kind of operate now in 2024. I think it'll be pretty cool. Hopefully in the future though, they do decide to implement little patches or fixes for characters here and there just to keep the game fresh. I know it'll be fresh with all the DLC that we have coming, but you know, as the game progresses and gets older, you would kind of like to play characters in different ways, even if it's just something slightly different in their kit. But down below in the comments, guys, also let me know who you think are going to be the highest cost characters besides Gogeta and Vegeta, because we know that's coming. They pretty much already said you're not going to be able to use them two fellas on the same team at all. So let me know down below in the comments who you think the highest cost characters are going to end up being when the game is fully released. But that is going to do it for this update on Ranked Online and the team cost system. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on so you don't miss any more Sparking Zero content from now on. But I'm going to see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.